RLCS Season 7 is underway now. We have Week 1 under our belt, and Rocket League Rival Series just began today, so we have lots of esports action on the Rocket League scene to watch. But I'm going over my Week 2 predictions for RLCS today. And the first match is G2 Esports versus Rogue. And so obviously last week G2 beat Space Station Gaming 3-2, and Rogue lost to Evil Geniuses 3-2. But I do think this is going to be a close series. Obviously Kurnovi left G2 over the offseason to join Rogue, so it'll be interesting to see how he plays against his former team. But I am confident G2 will be able to beat Rogue. If we do look at Rogue's stats from last week against Evil Geniuses, they scored 12 goals over the first 3 games. So, averaging 4 goals a match, that's a really, good offense you got going. But they got shut out in the last 2 games of their series, which is a bit worrying that you couldn't even keep up a little bit of offense. If Evil Geniuses was able to figure them out that well, I think now that G2 has some footage to look at them. Of course, I'm sure these teams probably scrim a lot however often, but I do think having some RLCS footage to look at will be helpful. I do think G2 will be able to take it, part of the big 3 of course, and picking up Chicago from Evil Geniuses, if I'm correct. Yeah. And so I think G2 will be the better team. They will be fun to watch though, see how Kurnovi plays against his former team, but I'll have G2 taking this one. Next up we have Ghost Gaming versus Cloud. Oh, hold on. I'm pretty sure there was a stat I wanted to mention about our G2. Oh wait, no, maybe not. G2 was in a really close series actually. I didn't realize how close that was between them and Space Station Gaming. Almost every game was 1 goal difference. So yeah, next up of course Ghost Gaming versus Cloud9. I have Cloud9 taking this one easily. Look, if we look at last week, right, they 3-0'd Splice and Cloud9 didn't even really look as good as they can. So I think they'll be much improved. Because, well, yeah, here's one thing, right? Ghost lost energy, which I think everybody expected. But Cloud9 beat Splice and Splice beat Ghost. And so, right, I'm pretty sure Ghost is going to beat or lose to C9. I don't really have much about that one. Cloud9, like I was saying, didn't look great last week, but I think they're going to be much better this week. And Space Station Gaming versus Evil Geniuses is another really good match, I think, because Evil Geniuses was able to beat Rogue, but Space Station lost to G2, and right, it's like I kind of want Space Station Gaming to win. I think they're really fun to watch they're fun to watch this season, as they're just the rival series team coming up and trying to beat all these top dogs, and they almost beat G2 last week. So I think this will be a really big match for both teams to prove that they're an elite team. Evil Geniuses gave up 12 goals against Rogue in the first 3 games, so a bit worrying. But then in the last 2 games they shut them out, so that's a good comeback for them to be able to stabilize like that and actually finish off the series for the win. But Space Station Gaming was in a really close series against G2. I think this time they're not going to allow the reverse sweep. I'm pretty sure, I think I want to go with the rival series team. I'm going to go with Space Station Gaming taking this one. And then next up we have Splice versus Energy. Another fairly easy pick, I'm pretty sure. Energy is going to take this with comfort. Energy, beat Ghost pretty handily, and Splice is able to beat Ghost. So I'm pretty sure Energy will take this one. Fun to watch, so Energy is always a fun team to watch. It will be nice to see if Splice can make any sort of comeback from last week when they did get 3-0'd from C9. They'd come out with the win against Ghost, of course, so that was big. I don't think I had Splice winning that game. So it's a good start to the season for them, I'd say. And then next up we have G2 versus Evil Geniuses. Another really close game. This is like G2 versus Rogue and Evil Geniuses versus Space Station. I think G2 versus Rogue, Space Station versus Evil Geniuses, and then G2 versus Evil Geniuses. Or not Space Station versus G2 versus Rogue. I think that'll be a big game for both teams. I think all 3 of these games will be good and interesting to watch for them, and important for those teams to win. That's what I'm trying to say. But I think I have, I'm gonna say G2 winning this. This is rough though, cause Chicago and Jippe are the 2 big pickups from these 2 teams, right? For each of them respectively. G2 got Chicago and Evil Geniuses got Jippe. Neither of them have looked great this season, if I'm being honest. They haven't looked like they're, really great pickups. I don't think they're bad. I think they'll get better as the season goes on, and I do think they will help the teams in the future. But so yeah, like I was saying, I think G2 will take this. Or no, I don't think I said that at all. Oh well, I think G2 will take this. Do I? They both won last week, but they were a pretty close series. I think I'm gonna go with G2 actually, because Evil Geniuses did give up 4 goals a game basically in the first 3 games, even though they were able to come back and shut out Rogue, I think G2 will be a lot harder to deal with. So I think I've got G2 winning that one. Then over in the EU, Barcelona actually beat Dignitas last week, which is a bit surprising. Of course, everyone thought Dignitas was the favorites coming into the season, but Vitality, I would say, were close favorites as well. I think this will be the best match in EU this week. Barcelona, of course, upsetting Dignitas, but Vitality put a 3-1 showing against PSG. I do have Vitality winning this. I think they will win the league if Dignitas can't pick up the slack now. I think one of the games that will decide the season is when those two have to play each other. Barcelona look good, but I don't know if they'll be able to take on Vitality. I would like to see Barcelona get a top 3 finish this season, though. Next game... Oh, wait, no, I have more to say about it. No, this is the game. Dignitas versus PSG. Dignitas looked kind of flat last week. I think now that K-Dop's over at Vitality, Dignitas don't really have that consistent offensive player, and they kind of have to... I don't know exactly what they have to do more. They didn't really pass it all last week, and so they kind of had to just go on solo plays to try to get any offense going, but they just didn't look like they were winning too much as a unit on the offensive side. PSG got beat pretty badly by Vitality, and I do think PSG is a good team, but I just don't think they're an elite team over in EU. So I have Dignitas winning this one to be able to come back from the 0-1 start to the season. Next up, Trouble Trouble and TSM. TSM beat Mouse 3-1, but then Mouse beat Trouble Trouble 3-1. And so I do think Trouble Trouble, even though Trouble Trouble beat the Bricks, I do think TSM's going to take this one. Trouble Trouble didn't look really like a high tier team, I think, last week. I think TSM will take this one pretty comfortably after even though they've only played Mouse this season, it wasn't the hardest test for them. Next up, Mouse versus the Bricks. I don't see Mouse Esports taking this game. I know they did beat Trouble Trouble last week, but they did lose to TSM as well. And I think Mouse Esports, even against Trouble Trouble when they won, they had to face so much pressure on defense that it was hard for them to really take another series if they have to go through that same kind of pressure against a better team. In the final game of the week, we have Dignitas vs Vitality, which, like I was saying, I think is going to be one of the key games in the season for who gets first and second. I had to go back and rewatch the games from these two teams from last week because I really didn't know who to go with. Dignitas got beat by Barcelona, but I think it was a close series. I just think it was solvable problems for Dignitas. They just didn't really have any of their signature passing plays going on, and it looks like Vitality kind of took those with him, or sorry, K-Dop took those to Vitality with him, and that Vitality looked like a lot more potent on offense. And when they beat PSG last week, they were just hitting passing plays, all the time, while Dignitas didn't really have that front foot when they were on offense. And so I think Vitality will take this, which will obviously put Dignitas at 0-2 on the season. Okay, so I think they'll be 1-2 to the start of the season, which obviously isn't good, because that means after this at best they'll get 5-2. But I think Vitality will take it, start off the season with a 3-0 start. Alright everybody, those are my predictions for week 2 of the RLCS. Thanks for watching.